Let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on Congo.
Amazing honor don't like no soldiers. We scared of Lord, we don't like no soldiers.
Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate you as the same. Hate Christ in their image, hate you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soft niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the saint. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dreams. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We live in bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lie sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gonna work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the ISUPK, taught me the art of war. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute, my brother got life, somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I caught the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it up this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. For that another Yahada. Ain't he murdered by them and got a hug from Yahada. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priest bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game. They don't know I'm black, they said I was going through a phase. There's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose.
Aquí somos la Escuela Israelita del Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Hoy estamos aquí. Lord Commander General Yahana na ISUPK. This is what Commander General Yahana did. This is what he did.
First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
That's right.
Welcome to Atlanta. Price is Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's flag. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander General Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got a piece of unleavened bread.
Shalom.
I got you. Let it rap real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls to you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fierce taste, he told to make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad, telling me how the crackers turn this childhood to a ghost town. Poke a stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangents. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see prophets under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that's some dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo. Spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Leave if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Round the Yara, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. If I drop quiet gone, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence,
¿Ya ves cómo me gusta micro?
Pando killed the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans get locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. Y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew. You a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum. A gun die or die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on the yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth. I had to make it clear how Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947. Your menorah got 9 sticks. It's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world. Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jew-ish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim.
Shalom, shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai B'akatah to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemai Latan, B'Hashem Yahushai to all the sisters. Peace and love to some prayer of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, which started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahana. What we do in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we teach the truth. The truth is that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are part of the 12 lost tribe of the nation of Israel, right? Before we get into tonight's class, right? The school location is at Lifepool number 1, Morris Street in Point 14, right? You could call Officer Swapiala, that is the officer over me, at 479-8286. If you want more inquiries about the school, you have questions, you want to come to the school, you want to be a trooper, you want to come and be a part of the classes, right? Call Officer Swapiala, 479-8286. Or you could call Captain Mashak Mayam or send him a WhatsApp at number 1-202-701-4640. Also, you can check the links in the description, social media pages, join all our social media pages. You must have to put up the QR code. You can scan this QR code also. And you scan the QR code, join all our social media pages, right? Hold on 1 minute, let me put up the QR code. Yeah. Nice. Right? You can scan the QR code, join all our social media pages. The upcoming Holy Convocation we have coming up, the Lord's 56th annual Passover, that is on Saturday, April 12th at sundown. All Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, all Israelite born are welcome. Right? It will be in Atlanta, Georgia. Right? But for us here in Trinidad, they could come through to the school. We'll be viewing it live from Atlanta, Georgia. Right? You can find that in the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 1 to 51, Leviticus 23, 4 to 5, 1 Corinthians 5, 7 to 8, 2 Chronicles chapter 37, verse 17. Right? Don't forget, April 12th, 2025 at sundown. Right? Tonight we're going to get into tonight's class, what the Lord did for his people, because of course, most people still in 2025 don't understand the workings of the Lord. They don't understand the workings of the Most High. They still believe the Bible was written by a white man, right? They're saying that King James was white, but of course King James was a black man. They still don't believe Christ is black. The Jews are black. They're still thinking that Easter is supposed to be celebrated and stuff like that, right? But as the days going along during the week, we'll go through all this, right? But tonight we're going to talk about the Lord's Passover. Give me the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, Baba Kusha, verse 4 to 6.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which he shall proclaim in their season.
So Moses is giving the children of Israel the feast days, the high holy days of the Lord, the Most High. You understand? And he's saying to them, these are the feasts, even holy convocations, which he shall proclaim in their season, because of course, it's not just only the Passover we have. You understand? We have the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is right after. We have the day, we have Pakanika, we have the Day of Atonement, we have the Memorial blowing of trumpets. You understand? We have a lot of different days that the Most High give our people, which is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Not the holidays or the traditions of the world that was created by men. The Most High did not give us as a people this to follow or this to celebrate. You understand? But of course, as we always say, once you're following the oppressor, you will cling to his ways. You will cling to the things that he is doing and not follow after the traditions of the Most High, not following after the culture of your people, not following after the things that your forefathers left for you to follow, and the things that you're supposed to be teaching throughout your generation. Well done, Officer Michael.
Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month.
In the what day?
In the 14th day of the first month,
at even is the Lord's Passover.
So in the first month, on the 14th day, this is the day that the Lord's Passover is to be kept. Right? Goes to shows that the calendar that we follow, which most people know, is not the calendar of the Lord. You understand? The Lord is showing you what day is the first day. What month, sorry, is the first month. Right? So anytime around the Passover time, 14 days, you know that's the first month. Go ahead.
Verse 6. On the 15th day of the same month, the feast of unleavened bread.
Right? So just after that, just after the Lord's Passover, which is that day proclaimed by the Most High for all Israel to celebrate, just after that day is a day of unleavened bread. You understand? Which is another high holy day, another feast day that we as a people are supposed to be celebrating. Go ahead.
It's the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days.
How much days?
7 days.
How much days?
7 days.
The Lord is saying just after the day of the Passover is the feast of unleavened bread. And this is supposed to be celebrated for 7 days. Go ahead.
7 days. You must eat unleavened bread.
So for these 7 days after the Lord's Passover, you must eat unleavened bread. And as we go into the class, you're going to see things that you're supposed to do for the Passover and also the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, Baba Kusha. Give me 1 and 2, and then we'll skip to 15. Because at this point in time, in 2025, most people still don't understand that we are not free. You understand? We are still captives. We are not free. The Lord tells us the things that will befall us if we did not hearken to the voice of the Lord. If we had hearkened, these are the things that would have happened. Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, Baba Kusha.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So we as a people, we were supposed to hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God. The things that the Lord tells us to do as a people, we're supposed to do it. You understand? And Moses is telling us this. If we hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
We were supposed to observe and do all the commandments of the Most High. You understand? You see, just as how the Passover coming up on April 12th, this is what we're supposed to be keeping. You understand? This is what we're supposed to be following. We're not supposed to be following the traditions of the world or the traditions of the other nations, the other races. You understand? We're supposed to hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord thy God. Go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
Do what?
To observe and to do all his commandments.
To do all the Most High commandments, which is we're supposed to, it have ways we're supposed to dress, it have ways we're supposed to treat each other, it have ways things that we're supposed to eat from things we're not supposed to eat. We're supposed to keep all the Most High holy days. You understand? We're supposed to follow all the Most High commandments. Go ahead.
Which I command thee this day, the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
And once we do this, the Lord said that we were supposed to be set high above all nations on the earth. And when you read in the Bible and you hear the word nation, it is talking about all the different races on the face of the earth. There are 18 nations on the earth. You understand? And the Lord is saying, you so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native man, you're supposed to be above all these nations. You understand? Go ahead to verse 2, Baba Kusha.
Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee.
And the Lord was going to bless us. All the blessings was going to come upon us and overtake us. We were supposed to be a thriving people, a thriving nation. Go ahead.
If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you are supposed to hearken to what?
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
From down to 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
Moses is saying, after he said, if you hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, all these blessings will come upon us. When you continue reading down to 14, you're going to see all the blessings that the Lord was pronounced on our people once we listen to his voice. Once we did the things that he wants us to do, and not the things that we want to do out of our own or want to follow from these other nations. Go ahead. 15 from the top, Baba Kusha. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. And he's showing us as a people, if we are not hearkening to the voice of the Lord thy God, or if we do not, as a nation, as a people, hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, hearken to the things that the Lord is telling us what we're supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do, well, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, right, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All these curses is going to come upon us as a people and overtake us. Once we do not follow or do not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, things is going to continuously happen to us as a people. You understand? And when we continue reading right down to verse 68, even 64, Bible Kosha, you're going to see all that the Lord said that will befall his people once we do not hearken to his voice. Right? Give me verse 64. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee. The Lord shall what? Scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other. And this was going to happen once we did not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God. We as a nation, 12 tribes, we as a people, is going to be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, from one end of the earth even unto another. Why? Because we didn't want to follow the things that the Most High tell us to follow. Why? And if thou shalt serve another God. And shall what? Thou shalt serve another God. And there where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people are scattered, we are going to serve other gods. The Lord saying this is going to happen. Once we do not listen to his voice, once we do not hearken to the things that he say for us to listen to, we are going to serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone. Even wood and stone, which goes to the Christian cross and the Muslim Mecca rock, the stone. You understand? The Lord is saying this is going to happen to us once we do not listen to him, and it came to pass. You understand? We were scattered and we started serving other gods. Jump to verse 68, Baba Kusha. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. And the Lord is telling us that he's going to bring us into Egypt again. You understand? The Lord is going to bring us into bondage again. With ships, right? By the way the Lord has spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. The Lord is saying the way whereof, the same way that he's going to tell us it is going to happen, that is exactly how it's going to happen. We're going to be brought into bondage again by ship. That is the transatlantic slave trade. We were brought to these parts by ships. Well, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for one man and one woman, and no man shall buy. The Lord is saying that we will see it no more again. We are not going to see our homeland anymore again. And there where we was carried, we will be sold for slave men and slave women. And no man is going to buy us. No man is going to be able to take us out from the position or the condition that we are in as a people. You understand? And black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, the transatlantic slavery take place. We know that. But no man was able to redeem us. Till this day, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, you are still a slave in this empire. You are still a servant under the hands of the white man and these other races. But the Lord keeps telling us we need to hearken to his voice. Hearken to his voice, listen to the things that he tells us to do, and we are going to be above all nations upon the face of the earth. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Baba Kushar. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people. Go ahead. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. So now, although we were sold as bondmen and bondwomen, the Lord is telling us, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, the Lord is telling us that we are a holy people. Holy meaning separate. Above all families on the face of the earth, the Lord is telling us we are a separate people. Where the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. The Lord chose us out of all these nations to be a separate people, a special people unto him. Go ahead. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So above all the races upon the face of the earth, which is the Chinese, the Japanese, the Syrians, the so-called white man, the Amalekites, the Lord is telling us we are supposed to be special and above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You understand? But of course, we did not listen. We did not hearken to the voice of the Most High. We did not listen to the things that Moses gave to us. And this is the position that we are in today. You understand? And so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Ehana. We are here to give you back your history, give you back your culture, give you back the things that the Lord wants you as a so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man to know, to keep, to follow, to pass through your generations. You understand? The Lord's Passover is coming up on April 12th. And so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, we're going to read about the Lord's Passover and see the things that we have suffered under the hands of the oppressors. No different than today. You understand? Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, we are suffering under the hands of our oppressors. But when they give us holidays, you understand, traditions of men, they mask our faces for us not to see what they are doing to us. You understand? So when these things come about, we just feel happy because it's shiny and nice. We want to celebrate it, but really and truly, we're not seeing the oppression that is being done to us by these oppressors. You understand? Give me the book of Exodus, chapter 3, Baba Kusha. Exodus chapter 3. Let me start at verse 7. You understand? Because of course, we're going to go into when Pharaoh had given the children of Israel hard bondage. You understand? The things that the Lord tell Moses to do. You understand? The things that Moses tell the children of Israel to do. For us to come out of this bondage as a people and as a nation. When you have it read Baba Kusha, we're going to build up to the plagues of Egypt and also to understand what the Lord did for us. When you have it read Baba Kusha. Exodus chapter 3, verse 7.
And the Most High said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Egypt.
You understand? So the Lord is saying that he has surely seen the affliction of his people, which are in Egypt. No difference until the Lord is seeing the affliction of the so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man that is happening today. You understand? Although we might be in this condition, although we might be to the top that the Most High wants us to be, the Lord is seeing the things that these oppressors is doing to us. You understand? Go ahead.
And I have heard their cry, so that I can know their cry, reason of their taskmaster. For I know their sorrows.
And the Lord is saying that he has heard their cries by reason of their taskmasters, for I have known their sorrows. So-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, the Lord knows our sorrows. The Lord knows the things that we as a people are going through under the hands of these taskmasters, under the hands of these oppressors. Look at what's happening right now in America with Donald Trump. You understand? And they're getting rid of all these so-called immigrants, which is the Lord's people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? We are being forced back to our so-called homes. Husband leaving wife behind, wife leaving husband behind, husband and wife leaving children behind. You understand? The Lord is seeing what is happening to us. The Lord knows what is happening to us. As the scripture says, the eyes of the Lord 10 times brighter than the sun. The Lord knows everything that is happening. You understand? But we as a people, we need to come back to the culture, come back to our history, come back to the things that the Lord gave to us. That is what we're teaching you, so-called black man, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Because when they look to these churches, they're going to realize these churches have failed black people, failed Hispanic people, failed Native Indian people. You understand? These churches only starting to fill the pockets and they're lost. We as a people, we need to direct our path back to the Most High, back to our culture, back to our people, back to our heritage. When you have it, read Babakusha, verse 8.
Verse 8. And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land into a good land, and a large unto a land flowing with milk and honey.
You understand? So the Lord is going to bring us out of that land and bring us into a land flowing with milk and honey. You understand? We wouldn't be continually oppressed. We wouldn't be continually under the hands of these oppressors and doing the things they do. Because in Egypt, don't feel like we were just separate and we were doing the things that the Lord wants us to do, and we just, the Egyptians separate. No, we started to gravitate to their way of life. We started to do the things that they're doing. You understand? All the ungodliness and uncleanness. Go ahead.
Unto the place of Canaanites, and Hittites, and Amorites, and Perizzites, and Hivites.
Right? All these is African nations. Go ahead.
Verse 9. So therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel has come up unto me.
And the Lord is saying, the cry of the children of Israel has come up unto him. But when you turn back to serve the Lord, when you turn back to your culture, turn back to your history, turn back to your heritage, turn back to the things that the Lord tells you to turn back to, and you start crying to the Most High, you're going to realize, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, that things is actually turning. That is what we're doing in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We are crying to the Most High. You understand? So when you're seeing things happening like earthquake in diverse places and floods and all these different things, the Lord is actually stretching out his hand. Go ahead.
I have also seen the oppression. The Egyptians oppressed them.
You understand? The Lord is saying that he's seeing the oppression that the Egyptian is oppressing so-called Israel. Well, Israel. You understand? Israel crying out, hey, this is what happening. The Lord saying, I see what's going on. You understand? I am going to deliver you from the hands of these Egyptians. Right?
Who said, come now therefore, I will send thee unto Pharaoh.
I will send you who?
Unto Pharaoh.
Lord is saying that he's going to send unto Pharaoh. Go ahead.
For my people, children of Israel, out of Egypt.
That he's going to bring the children of Israel out of Egypt. The time has come when the Lord is going to send Moses unto Pharaoh to bring the children of Israel out of Egypt, out of that oppression, out of that bondage. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 11. And Moses said unto the Most High, who am I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt?
And Moses is saying, then who is me, that I should go to Pharaoh to bring the children of Israel out of Egypt? We don't understand that. We don't understand the task that Moses had. You understand? And Moses, when you read this passage here, you're going to understand that Moses is saying that it's like, I is nothing. Who is me? I don't have a speech impairment already, which you're going to see further as we go in. You understand? Who is me that I could go and talk to Pharaoh to get Pharaoh to let the children of Israel go, this whole nation? You understand? And in that, it's supposed to teach us as a people. When you hear the Lord give you the worship, when the Lord bring into the truth, when you hear the Lord voice and they come into the truth, you can't watch yourself. You understand? Like, nah, I can't do this. You can't watch yourself and say, nah, but that's why the Most High choose me to do this, boy. Because it will only be hampering yourself. You understand? Or the Lord will just say, you know what? You might get somebody else. The Lord call you to do something. You understand? Come and do it. The Lord call you to do this. Come and do it. You've seen it with the example of Moses here. Moses saying, "Brian, who is me?" Because you might be watching the conditioning or the things that happening to you. You understand? But you can't watch that. We had to watch the examples that was left for us. The Lord said the things written aforetime or written for our learning. This is what we as a people have to know. This is what we as a people have to understand. People on the outside, they will be watching and say, hey, what them fellas and them doing, I can't do that. But you understand? But yes, you could do it. Come inside in the ISUPK and the men above is going to show you how to do it. Piece by piece, brick by brick, inch by inch. And Before you know it, you're going to realize, hey, but shit, I could do this. You understand what I'm showing you? Better yet, when you start understanding the brotherhood in the Israelite school at UPK, the sisterhood, you realize you're not alone. We have been taught by the oppressor that we know, all right, I have to stand by myself to do this. You understand? What to pull aside to do that, not knowing you have a whole nation. You understand what I'm saying? Give me the book of jump to chapter 4, verse 10, Bible question. Exodus chapter 4 and verse 10.
Oh, Exodus 4 verse 10.
Go ahead.
And Moses said unto the Most High, Oh my God.
And Moses said unto the Lord,
Oh my God, I am not
not what? Not what?
eloquent.
And this is what we just fail to realize. And Moses is saying, Lord, I am not eloquent. You understand? Moses is telling the Lord that, Lord, I can't talk. You understand? Look up the word eloquent in my Bible question. Anybody? And by that time, somebody will Exodus 7 and 2 from my Bible question. Yeah, go ahead.
Fluent or persuasive in speaking or writing.
Fluent in what?
Fluent in or persuasive in speaking or writing.
Moses is saying, Dan, I can't persuade these people. You understand? My speech not fluent. How I going and talk to these people to let these people follow what you say? You understand? So don't matter if you might find you can't talk or you can't do this or you can't do that. Then the Lord call it. You understand? This is what we have to realize. These things here for a reason is for us to learn. Babe, I can't do this now. I feel I have to do that. Lord call it. And also to you have brothers and sisters, older and younger. Go ahead when you have a Bible question. Neither.
The book of Exodus.
No. Continue with the first with 10 Bible question. Yeah. Exodus 4 and 10.
The book of Exodus, chapter 4 and verse 10. And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow to speech and of a slow tongue.
So he's saying that he's slow to speech and he is of a slow tongue. You understand? He's not eloquent. He can't be able to persuade the people. You understand? That's what the Lord telling Moses, right? That's what Moses telling the Lord, right? Verse 11.
Verse 11. And the Lord said, who hath made man's mouth?
What?
Who hath made man's mouth?
The Lord is telling Moses, who made man's mouth? Go ahead.
Or who maketh the dumb? Or deaf? Or the sick?
Go ahead.
Or the blind? Have not I the Lord?
Lord is saying, when you see these things, it's I doing it. You understand? So now that's showing them even more. Now you have to trust the Lord more. Because in knowing that it's the Lord doing this. The Lord having this position. You understand what I'm showing you? Go ahead.
Now therefore, and I will be so like now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth, and teach thee what thou shalt say.
The Lord tell Moses, man, go. Go, and I will be your mouthpiece. I will teach you what to say. Go ahead.
Verse 13, and he said, O my Lord, I pray thee by the hand of him who thou wilt set.
The Lord and Moses telling the Lord, Dan, please, Father. You understand? Send somebody. Go ahead.
Verse 14, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses.
And what?
And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses.
And now the anger of the Lord started kindle against Moses. The Lord started to get angry with Moses. Because the Lord telling him, hey, go. go and do this. Go ahead.
And he said, is not even the Levite thy brother?
And he's saying, is not Aaron the Levite your brother? Let him know you have a brother. You have brothers. Go ahead.
I know that he can speak well.
You do what?
That he can speak well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, behold, he cometh forth to meet thee, and when he seeth thee, he will be glad in his heart.
So now Aaron coming to meet Moses. You understand? And when Aaron see Moses, he's going to be glad. You understand? He could talk. What's going on? Go down now. Verse 15.
And thou shalt speak unto him.
And the Lord is saying, you, Moses, is going to speak to Aaron. Go ahead.
And put words in his mouth.
And he's going to do what?
Put words in his mouth.
Go ahead.
And I will be with thy mouth, and with thy mouth, and I will select it. I will be with thy mouth, and with his mouth.
All right.
And I will teach you what he shall do.
You understand? The Lord is saying he's going to be with Moses, he's going to be with Aaron, and he's going to teach all you what all you have to do. You understand? We as a people have to understand, despite whatever position it might be in, the Lord is going to put someone with you for you to be able to function. You understand what I'm saying? For you to be able to go and do what the Lord tells you to do. The Lord saying that he bring Aaron. The Lord, he said that he's going to put the words in Moses' mouth. Moses is going to put it in Aaron, and the Lord is going to show you what to do. You understand? Give me Exodus 4, going up to 4, 10. No, sorry, it was just at 10. Give me 5. And we'll start at 1, Baba Kosha. Yeah.
Exodus chapter 5 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
And afterward, Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, thus said the Lord, power of Israel, let my people go.
You understand? And afterward, Moses and Aaron, they went up to Pharaoh. Tell Pharaoh to do what? Let my people go. Go ahead.
They may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness.
And Moses is telling Pharaoh, right? Moses is talking to Aaron. Aaron is telling Pharaoh that the children of Israel, they want to go and keep the feast in the wilderness. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And Pharaoh said, who is the Lord that I obey his voice?
And Pharaoh is saying, who is the Lord? Who is this God of Israel, that I should obey his voice? You understand? Pharaoh don't know God. Go ahead.
To let Israel go. I know not the Lord.
I know what?
I know not the Lord.
Pharaoh is saying, I don't know who is God. I don't know all your God. I don't know all your Lord that I should listen to him, to lay all your go. Go ahead.
Neither will I let Israel go.
Neither I'm not letting all your people go either. You understand? Verse 3.
Verse 3. And they said, the power of the Hebrews hath met with us. Let us go, we pray thee, 3 days' journey into the desert, and sacrifice unto the Lord our God, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with the sword.
And he's saying, the Lord God of the Hebrews, the God of the Israelites, he's saying, let me go 3 days. Let me sacrifice to God, lest these plagues or this pestilence come upon us. You understand? So they are telling Pharaoh that Pharaoh don't want to hear. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And the king of Egypt said unto them, wherefore do you, Moses and Aaron, let the people from the world get you unto your burden?
You understand? So he's saying to Moses and Aaron, all them making the people, you understand, come off of their work, telling them, go back and do what it is all they have to do. Go back to all their burdens, go back to all their work. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And Pharaoh said, behold, the people of the land now are many, and you make them rest from their burden.
He's saying the people of the land, they have become many, and all them making them rest from their burdens. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 6. And Pharaoh commanded the same day the taskmasters.
The who?
The taskmasters.
Taskmasters, which is the sellouts of Israel. You understand? Go ahead.
Of the people. And their officers say.
And they who?
And their officers say.
And the people that below them. Go ahead.
Who said, you shall no more give the people straw to make bricks. As heretofore, let them go and gather straw for themselves.
Did they do what?
Let them go and gather straw for themselves.
You understand? Pharaoh is saying then, let these people go and gather straw for themselves. Pharaoh don't know. He has to increase the burdens on the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? So even when you're watching slide, you might be watching slide like all these tariffs passing and stuff like that. But when you start taking it in and listening good, you understand? You're going to understand that the burdens of these people, it is going to get more heavy. When they're being deported by ICE and all these different things, people losing their jobs left, right, and center, the burden is going to get more heavy. Go ahead. Isaiah 7.
Okay.
Give me jump to 6, chapter 6, verse 5.
Exodus chapter 6 and verse 5. And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage.
You understand? And as we're going up in the chapter, I just jump into to show how Pharaoh's heart is getting more hard. As the Lord telling Moses and Aaron what to do, the heart getting more hard and the increasing the burdens, and the Lord showing you that He is here and He is seeing the things that the Egyptians is doing to the Israelites. So all they might be watching like things getting more hard, things getting more rough, things getting more tight. The Lord seeing and knowing what happening. Go ahead.
And I have remembered my covenant.
And have what?
And I have remembered my covenant.
And the Lord saying He remembered the covenant He made with Moses. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Wherefore, say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord. I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians.
I will bring you from what?
Under the burdens of the Egyptians. And I will bring you out of their bondage. And I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgment.
So the Lord is saying that He's going to bring them out from in Egypt with a stretched out arm and with great judgments. You understand? Great punishment is going to take Egypt. But we have to obey what Moses is saying. We have to follow the things that He's telling us the Lord wants us to do. The Lord is getting ready to prep the nation of Israel to get us out from under the hands of Pharaoh, under the hands of these oppressors. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And I will take you to me for a people.
And I will do what?
And I will take you to me for a people. And I will be to you a God.
You understand? Not all nations. The Lord says He's going to take to us, to Him, a people. We is going to be the Lord's people. Go ahead.
And you shall know that I am the Lord your God.
You understand? And we are going to know that the Lord is our God. Because the things that He's about to do, we're going to know now. The Lord first. Go ahead.
Which bringeth you out from under the burden of the Egyptians. Verse 8. And I will bring you in unto the land concerning the which I did swear to give it to Abraham.
To who?
To Abraham.
Abraham.
To
Isaac.
And to Jacob.
And to Jacob, which is your forefathers. You understand? Go ahead.
And I will give it you for an heritage. I am the Lord.
Verse 9.
Verse 9. And Moses spake so unto the children of Israel, but they hearkened not unto Moses.
But they did what?
For they hearkened not unto Moses. For the anguish of the spirit and for cruel bondage.
You understand? Because the things that the children of Israel was going through in Egypt, it was so hard, it was so cruel. They don't want to listen to Moses. They don't want to hear what he had to say. You understand? It's like we're going out on the streets and we're street teaching and we're telling the people, hey, time to change your ways. Lord, the way to do this, eat this. Lord, the way to drink that. Lord, the way to smoke it. You understand? We as a people, we're not supposed to dread on our head. People going through so much already. They don't want to hear what Moses said. They don't want to hear what we say. You understand? Stop fornicating. Stop being adulterers. You understand? Stop being drunks. They don't want to hear that. You understand? We still have to go out there and still have to give the word of the Most High to still get the people to change and come back to their culture, come back to their history. We understand the burdens that hungry people. You understand? The rough, outside the rough. But we now have to fight through that. Come back to the Lord, come back to serving the Lord, come back to the things we're doing and watch our enemies, all these oppressors fall. You understand? Because in the midst of everything what's going on right now, Babylon falling. Babylon falling faster than we think it is. You understand? That's the end of verse 9. 6 and 9. Give me 7 and 3, Baba Kusha.
Exodus chapter 7 verse 3. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart.
And I will do what?
I will harden Pharaoh's heart.
The Lord is saying he is going to harden Pharaoh's heart. You understand? Pharaoh is not doing this on his own, like but them children of Israel, the Lord is saying he is hardening Pharaoh's heart. You understand? This is what we have to realize. Even when you watch Donald Trump and most of these presidents and leaders, we might be thinking, nah, them functioning cruel. But we have to realize the Lord hardening the heart. You understand? When you see certain things they're doing, certain moves they're making, and we're not, the Lord hardening the heart. But we have to follow what the Most High tell us to do. We have to follow the instructions that he leave for us through our forefathers. You understand? And what the Lord do his will. Go ahead.
And multiply my signs.
And do what?
And multiply my signs.
And he's going to multiply the signs, that the things that he's going to do to these oppressors. Go ahead.
And my wonder.
And your what?
And my wonder.
In
the land of Egypt.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you.
But what?
But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you.
So even with all these signs, all these wonders, the Lord still telling Moses, Pharaoh is not going to listen to you. You understand? That oppressor is not going to listen to you. Because the Lord is who doing this. You understand? The Lord still assuring Moses, hey, this oppressor is not going to listen to you. Despite whatever I tell him to go and do these things, and he's not going to listen to you. You understand what I'm saying? These are things that we have to watch and take note of. These are things we have to see. These are things we have to understand. The Lord sent us on the earth as kings and priests, judges, rulers of the earth. We have to be able to watch and see things and be able to judge it right, judge it properly. Otherwise, we won't be able to lead nobody, we won't be able to lead nobody at all. You understand? Go ahead.
That I may lay my hand upon Egypt.
That I may what?
That I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth my enemy, my armies.
And bring forth his armies, which is the children of Israel. Go ahead.
And my people, the children of Israel,
go ahead.
Out of the land of Egypt, by great judgment.
By great what?
By great judgment.
By great judgment, by great punishment. Things is about to get rough in Egypt for Pharaoh and his people. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 5. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord.
And the Egyptians shall know what?
That I am the Lord.
So the Lord hardening Pharaoh's heart. You understand? The Lord telling Moses, Pharaoh ain't going to listen to you. But the Lord is saying, he doing this. And the Egyptians is going to know, I am the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? Will the children of Israel learn from this also? Of course, they're going to know that the Most High is the power. Go ahead.
when I stretch forth my hand upon the Egyptians, and bring out the children of Israel from among them.
He stretched forth his hand and he bring the children of Israel from among them. These Egyptians, these oppressors is going to know who is the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, verse 6.
Verse 6. And Moses and Aaron did as the Lord commanded them. So they did.
You understand? And Moses and Aaron, they just functioning according to how the Lord commanded. The Lord tell them to do this, they go in and do it. But the Lord showing you. Why? When I tell all to do this, I am going to harden Pharaoh's heart. You understand? I is the one going to do that. I is the one going to show the Egyptians who the real power is. Moses and Aaron and the Israelites is going to see now the Lord is for them. We have to understand we reach so much, we was in so much bondage in Egypt. You understand? It's like we can't see that the Most High is going to stand up for us. The Most High is going to bring us or deliver us out from Egypt. When we read it earlier, when you see what Moses was saying, but Moses was saying that I deliver this to the people, and people don't want to hear because of their sore bondage. Remember, these people and them, they're under bondage, their families to raise, their children to see about, their jobs to go to, that so much a different thing. You understand? And the more they're doing that, is the more bondage they come under. The Lord sent Moses to face Pharaoh to tell Pharaoh, hey, let my people go. You understand? Let my people go. And the Lord telling Moses, Pharaoh ain't going to listen, but I is the one having to know. You understand? When we look at what's happening today with all these tariffs and what all these Caribbean countries and nations going crazy, we have to understand the Lord is the one who moving. The Lord is the one setting up his place right now. But we just have to be obedient to the words of the Most High. Follow the instructions. You understand? The things that was left for us by our forefathers, people in the world, people watching in on the classes, we have to return to that. Return to the Bible. The reason why some people wouldn't cling on to the Bible is because of the atrocities of the Christian church, not knowing the Bible have nothing to do with the church. The Bible have nothing to do with religion. You understand? The Bible have to do with a chosen people. The Lord's chosen people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who are the true Jews. You understand? And we have a way we have to live, a way we have to function, a way we have to operate. You understand? That is why when we read in Deuteronomy, the Lord says we have to hearken to his voice. That is the way we have to operate, by hearkening to the voice of the Most High. But once we operating outside of that, we're not hearkening to the voice of the Most High. You understand? When we're not hearkening, the Lord is going to bring us into these conditions. You understand? So now the Lord is telling Moses, I will harden Pharaoh's heart. I'm going to multiply the sorrows. You understand? I'm going to bring judgments. These are the things that start happening here now. The 10 plagues of Egypt. Then we have blood, we have frogs, we have lice, we have flies. All these judgments is what the Lord brings to the Egyptians, to our oppressors, for the things that they was doing to us. You understand? We have boils, hail, locusts, darkness. And then we reach down to the final one, which brought us out of Egypt. You understand? Which is the death of all firstborn. We're going to read about that in a little bit, right? But carry on to Exodus chapter 11, Baba Kusha. So let me start at verse 1.
Exodus chapter 11 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
And the Most High said unto Moses, Yet I will bring one plague more.
I will do what?
I will bring one plague more upon Pharaoh.
The Lord saying that he's going to bring one more plague unto Pharaoh. So after all the boils, the frogs, the lice, the flies, the livestock get taken out. You understand? Hail, locusts, after the Egyptians see all this, remember with every step With every plague, the Lord hardened Pharaoh heart more. You understand? But every time something happened, Pharaoh heart get hard more. You understand? And the Lord is saying that what? Take it on the things. Yeah, go ahead.
I will bring one more plague on Pharaoh.
He's going to bring one more plague onto Pharaoh. Go ahead.
And upon Egypt. Afterwards, he will let you go hence.
Afterwards, he will do what?
He will let you go hence.
When this happens, Pharaoh is going to say, nah, well, go ahead. You understand? I can't make no more. Go ahead.
When you shall surely trust you out henceforth.
You understand? All of them leave in one time. Lord saying, after this one, Moses is going, Pharaoh is going to say, nah. Well, go ahead. The Lord surely will tell you. You understand? Go ahead, verse 2.
Verse 2. Speak now in the ears of the people.
Speak what?
Speak now in the ears of the people.
So now Moses is going to tell the people, to the children of Israel, go ahead.
And let every man borrow of his neighbor, and every woman of their neighbors jewel of silver and jewel of gold. So
now Moses is telling the people, come on, let's go. Start to borrow jewels of silver, jewels of gold. Go ahead from your neighbors. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And the Most High gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians.
This is what you have to understand. You understand? The Lord is saying he gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. You understand? Remember the Hebrews was under hard bondage. But at this point in time, the Lord is who doing everything. The Lord said he gave he gave them favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Go ahead.
Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt.
Moses was what?
Very great in the land of Egypt. In the sight of Pharaoh's servants and the sight of the people.
You understand? So Moses was very great in the sight of Pharaoh, his servants, and the sight of the people. Go ahead, verse 4.
Verse 4. And Moses said, thus said the Most High, about midnight I will go out into the midst of Egypt.
About what?
About midnight I will go out into the midst of Egypt. And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die.
You understand? So now this going to lead up to the Passover. The Lord is telling Moses about midnight, I am going to go out. And all the firstborn is going to die. Now we're going to see something as we go a little later down in the class. What will really take place on the Passover? On that Passover night when that death angel passed. You understand? Which is very important for us to understand. Go ahead.
The firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the male servant, and all of the firstborn of beasts.
So now it's the firstborn, Pharaoh that sitteth on the throne, all the maid servants, firstborn of all the maid servants, firstborn of beasts, which is firstborn of animals also. You understand? And we don't understand so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, what took place on this Passover night. This Passover that happened to the children of Israel back then in Egypt was not no joke. The Lord didn't spare. This is not something like how everybody went to sleep and a nice puff of smoke passed and all the firstborn died. This was horrible. This was terrible. And it goes to show the things that the Lord will do for his people. These other nations don't understand the wrath of the Most High for his people. They don't understand the things that the Lord getting ready to prepare for them, for the things that they did to his people. This is some serious SHI going down. You understand? And we as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have to, the fear of the Lord have to become upon us. You understand? Because the Lord is not going to play for his people and with his people also. When?
And the firstborn, verse 5. And the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die. from the firstborn of Pharaoh, on his shoulder, even unto the firstborn of the maid servant, and the middle, all the firstborn beasts were six. There shall be a great cry.
And there shall be what?
A great cry.
So-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Just now you're going to see what that great cry was all about. The Lord is saying that there's going to be a great cry. Go ahead.
Throughout all the land of Egypt.
Throughout what?
All the land of Egypt. Such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore.
You understand? When that happened, the Lord saying there will be none like that anymore. We're going to see that great cry. What had caused that great cry in the land of Egypt? Go ahead.
Verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not the dog move his tongue against man or beast.
Against man or beast.
That he may know that the Most High can put the difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
You understand? And we're going to know that the Lord put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel, because of course, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Black people in Trinidad, we are not Africans. I'm not saying that they are not Africans, Native Africans in Trinidad, because they are. Just like they are not only Venezuelans in Trinidad, they are also Mexicans, Colombians. But we, blacks and Hispanics, Native Indians, we are not Africans. And we're going to get into that as other brothers teach or other classes going on. You understand? We are from the nation of Israel. 12 lost tribes in the nation of Israel, the Lord's chosen people. Go ahead to verse 8, Baba Kosha.
Verse 8. And all these thy servants shall come down unto me, and bow down themselves unto me, say, get thee out, all the people that follow thee. And after that, I will go out, and he went out from Pharaoh in a great anger.
You understand? And when Moses explained to Pharaoh what going on, he goes out. You understand? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 9. Verse 9.
Yeah, verse 9.
And the Most High said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not have unto you.
Pharaoh shall what?
Pharaoh shall not have unto you.
Even in this last plague, the Lord is telling Pharaoh, he's telling him, listen. Pharaoh still is not going to listen to you. Go ahead. Verse 9.
That's my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. It said, Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh.
So they did all these things in front of Pharaoh, all these wonders, all these signs. Pharaoh still in listening. Go ahead.
And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Because the Lord is doing this. You understand? This is what we have to watch for, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. Go ahead.
So that he will not let the children of Israel go out of his land.
So that he will not let the children of Israel go out of the land. The Lord is the one hardening Pharaoh's heart. So do not watch the things that happen in your side with all these tariffs and presidents and all this madness like they're doing it on their own.
Right.
Lord is who doing this so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. We have to come back to our culture. We have to come back to our history. Start watching the scriptures the way that our forefathers want us to watch it. The scriptures say the things written for time or written for us to learn. Look at the mistakes they made. Look at the things they did to correct it. Look at the small things like when Moses and them saying, but I can't talk. I can't do this. I can't do that. Lord still telling them, I sending you, go and do it. You understand? We have to study the Most High, study the Lord, study our forefathers, study the things that they did. You understand? Study that when things happening, Lord, with your so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, not only doing folly. You understand? Because the Lord will be with you if you're doing unrighteousness. When you're doing what's right for your nation, for your people, the Lord is with you. You understand? And that is the boldness and braveness we have to have as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? In Exodus 12, chapter 1, Baba Kusha, let me go down to the Passover.
Exodus chapter 12 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, Verse 2. This month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
So the Lord is speaking unto Moses and Aaron, preparing them up for the Passover by saying, this month is going to be the beginning of months. Go ahead.
It shall be the first month of the year to you.
It shall be the first month of the year. So this Passover month is going to be the first month of the year. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Speak you unto all the congregation of Israel, say, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man his lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house.
So according to the house of their fathers, a lamb to a house, right? In the 10th day of the month. This is what the children of Israel are doing. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And if the household be too little.
And if the what?
And if the household be too little.
If the household be too small, because some people might not have a big family like others. You understand? Some men might have wives. They might be living alone. If the house be too small, go ahead.
For the lamb, let the neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of their souls.
You understand? And this showing you a certain level of brotherhood. You understand? He's not just taking a lamb to himself, and the neighbor next to him take a lamb to himself because that family big. They come together and take it according to the souls. Go ahead.
Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb.
So according to eating, and make your count for the lamb. Go ahead. Verse 5.
Verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year.
So the lamb should be without blemish, no spots, no damage. You understand? No cuts and bruises. Go ahead.
You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goat.
Right? So you're taking it out from the sheep or from the goats. So you're removing it from you have a whole herd, you're taking him out and put him separate. Go ahead.
And you shall keep it up until the 14th day.
So you should keep that lamb until the 14th day. Go ahead.
Of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
Right? And the whole congregation of Israel will come together and kill it, right? That's how we have the lamb slaughter. So you remove that sheep or that goat without blemish, you put it separate, probably in a fattening pen or something, fatten them up a little bit. You understand? And in the 14th day, boom. Congregation come, slit the throat, right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it.
You understand? So they take the blood, strike it on the doorpost and on the upper post, right? The blood from the lamb, right? Go ahead.
Verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
Right? So that same night, roasted with fire, eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. You'll get more into the unleavened bread. You understand? For you to understand more about that, right? Go ahead, verse 9.
Verse 9. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water.
You understand? So eat of it not raw, eat not of it raw. So you can't eat it raw, you can't eat it half cooked, you're roasting it with fire. You understand? And not sodden with water. Go ahead.
But roast it with fire. His head,
right,
with his legs, and with the prudence of thereof.
With the pertinence thereof. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And you shall let nothing of it remain until the morning.
And you shall let nothing of it remain till the morning, which means they use it up. That's when you were reading earlier, when they say take according to your household, they're using up all the lamb. You understand? Where?
And that which remaineth of it until the morning shall burn it with fire.
If it have any remain, you burn it with fire. You understand? You get rid of it. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And thus shall you eat it with your loins, girded your shoes on your feet.
So you're eating it with your loins girded, shoes on your feet,
and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in peace It is the Lord's Passover.
You understand? Loins girded, shoes on your feet, staff in your hand, eat it with haste because it is the Lord Passover. You're going to get ready to come out of Egypt. Now remember, these are the instructions Moses given to the children of Israel, telling them how to prepare this day, this night. Because the Lord getting ready to deliver you from the hands of your oppressors. And if you watch how Passover is celebrated in the ISUPK under commanding general, and you see brothers in the garments, you understand, sword in the hand, boots on the foot. This is the Lord's Passover. This is how we as a people are supposed to be celebrating it. Not like how the Christian church do it, because of course, that is not according to what the Lord wants. You understand? The Lord is not in the Christian church. The Lord is in the ISUPK under commanding general. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 12. For lo, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night.
For I will what?
For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
So the Lord is going to pass through the land of Egypt and smite all firstborn in the land of Egypt. You understand? Pharaoh's sons, Pharaoh's firstborn, the maidens, all firstborn of beasts. Go ahead.
Both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment. I am the Lord.
All the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment. You understand? Punishment is going to come. Egypt is going to feel the wrath of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you.
When the Lord see the blood, when the angel of death passing and see the blood on the doorpost, Lord, that angel is going to pass from around you. Nothing is going to happen to that household. No firstborn is going to die. No firstborn of no cattle, no beast, no man, no woman. You understand? Go ahead.
And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you.
Right.
When I smite the land of Egypt.
When the Lord smites the land of Egypt. You understand? Smite is to unalive. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial.
For a what?
For a memorial. And you shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generation.
Throughout what?
Throughout your generation. You shall keep it a feast by ordinances forever.
You understand? And this is supposed to be kept throughout our generation. You understand? This is not just to be kept once or twice or maybe or sometime. Throughout our generations, which is our children going down the line. Supposed to be keeping this. The Lord's Passover. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 15. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread.
How much days?
7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Even the first day you shall put away leaven out of your houses.
Right. So 7 days you have to eat unleavened bread. Even the first day you shall put away leaven from your houses. So any rising agents, this is what you have to do. You have to put away those from your houses. You understand? All yeast, all baking soda, baking powder, thing that will make bread rise. You understand? No bread, no biscuit, no cookies. You understand? I think that chips, some chips, you can't keep in your house either. You understand? If you had to get more information on it, feel free to call the number that's scrolling across the screen or scan the QR code, get the number. You understand? And you'll understand how to prep for the Passover. No rising agents, no bread, no biscuit, no nothing. Cleaning out all that from your house. If you're living with your parents, you understand? You do it as best as you could. Like if you have a room, you make sure you have nothing like that in your room. You understand? But of course, remember, for more guidance, for more counsel, let's call the number I see in screen and across on the screen, right? Go ahead.
For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day unto the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. Verse 16. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation. In the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation.
So the first day is a holy convocation where all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians come and gather. You understand? A holy convocation, a separate convocation, and in the 7th day also, where
a holy convocation to you. no manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
Right.
Verse 17. And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this same day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall you observe this day in your generation by the ordinance forever.
So you see, the Lord keep telling us, these is the things that we are to keep throughout the generations forever. You understand? The Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You understand? These is the things that we're supposed to be keeping, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, and not giving up for the traditions of this world. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 18. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, you shall eat unleavened bread until the one of the 20th day of the month at even. Verse 19. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses.
Right. So for the 7 days, no leaven should be found in your houses, because of course they start getting rid of it even before the Passover day itself. Because remember, Passover night eating unleavened bread, and they start eating leavened bread for the 7 days, right? Go ahead.
For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel. Whether he be a stranger or born in the land.
Understand? So whether be a stranger, you're not talking about the East Indians or the Chinese or the Japanese. It's your own people coming from another land. You understand? Whether be a stranger or somebody born in the homeland. Go ahead.
Verse 20. You shall eat nothing leavened. In all your habitation shall you eat unleavened bread.
So for the 7 days, they eating nothing leavened. Only on, well, not only unleavened bread, but you have to eat unleavened bread. You understand? Nothing with leaven, no rising agents, no bread, no biscuits, no nothing. You must eat unleavened bread for the 7 days. Go ahead.
Verse 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover.
You understand? So take the lamb, kill according to your families for the Passover, right? Go ahead.
Verse 22. And you shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lentil in the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin, and none of you shall go out at the door of this house until the morning.
Understand? So now we're taking the blood, striking it on the doorpost, stay inside. Don't come back outside, don't come outside until morning. You understand? Moses giving them the instructions to follow. Go ahead.
Verse 23. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the lentil and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you.
You understand? So the Lord is not going to suffer the destroyer to come in the house and smite the children of Israel. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 24. And you shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee, to thy son, forever.
And you see, the Lord keeps saying, this is what you have to observe. This is what you have to keep. This is what you have to do throughout your generation. Forever. You understand? Go ahead.
From God, from Exodus chapter 12, verse 25. And it shall come to pass, when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service.
So do what?
That ye shall keep this service.
Even in the land where the Lord promised for us, we still have to keep this service. We still have to keep the Passover. We still have to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Right?
From God, verse 26. And it shall come to pass when your children shall say to you, what mean ye by this service? Verse 27, that ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover.
It is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover. This is what you have to teach your children. Go ahead.
Who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, and the people bowed their head and worshiped.
People bow their head and worship. These are the things that we're supposed to be teaching our children, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. Go ahead.
Verse 28, and the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord had commanded Moses.
What they did?
Did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron. So did they.
So they went out and they did as the Lord commanded them. You understand? Listen to the voice of the Lord and went and do what the Lord wanted them to do. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn of the land of Egypt.
So now, midnight reach. You understand? The destroyer passing. Lord saying it came to pass that the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
From the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne.
From the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on the throne. Go ahead.
Unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon.
Down to the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, none was spared.
And all the firstborn of cattle.
And all the firstborn of cattle. Read verse 30, and then we'll go back to the wisdom of Solomon to see exactly what happened on Passover night. Right? Go ahead.
Book of Exodus, chapter 12, and 13. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, and he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead.
You understand? So there was not a house that there was not one dead. Now, if the firstborn of all the Egyptians died, cattle, maid servants, them who down in the dungeon, beasts, Israel people died. We don't understand the firstborn of every house, right? Now think about it for a minute. If you have, the beloved be watching it like this, we're not saying this is Israel, right? But if you have a father, he's the firstborn of his generation. Then you, as a child, use the firstborn. You had children, and that child, you had children, and your firstborn child. You understand? All of them living in one home, in one house. The mother might be the firstborn from that father. You understand? You might be living with, that's how we go create stepchildren. That stepchild might be the firstborn. How much people from our house went and died? Not one. It's not like one here, one day, one so, one over, so, and it was a great cry in Egypt. Nah. They didn't understand the wrath of the Most High. They didn't understand when the Lord said the firstborn of every man, beast, maid servant, those down in the dungeon. You understand? It's like a generation can get wiped. Because if you have in a house, your father is the firstborn. He gone. Your brother or you is the firstborn. You gone or your brother gone. Your brother child is the firstborn. That person gone. What if that child was the age that had children? Firstborn gone also. Like 4 people already. You understand? What if it was on the mother's side also? She gone. She might be the firstborn. You understand what I'm saying? You might be living with stepchildren. Firstborn gone also. Cattle, first, all the cattle you have, all the first gone. That real brutal. Go ahead, I'm up, Sasha. You understand? Exactly. Exactly. That's what I say. It's like a whole generation going, correct? You understand? Now, when we're watching things from a movie standpoint or cartoon standpoint, we're thinking, well, they died, and it's just One from here, with this firstborn, the other firstborn, and one cattle born, so on, so. But we don't understand the dynamic that the Lord put down on the nation of Egypt, on the Egyptians. Israel people had died. You understand what I'm saying? Give me Wisdom of Solomon chapter 18, Baba Kusha.
Okay. Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 1. Nevertheless, have a very great light.
Like what?
Have a very great light. Whose voice they.
Yes, sir. And where? No, give me 18 and 6, Baba Kusha. My
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 6. Of that night.
Of what?
Of that night. Will our forefathers certify.
So of that night, the Lord is telling us that our forefathers were certified afore, which means they knew that what was going to happen. The Lord was preparing them for what was going to happen. Go ahead.
That assuredly knowing unto the oaths they had with credence.
You understand? Knowing what oaths they had given with credence, go ahead.
They might afterwards be of good cheer.
They might afterwards be of good cheer. They know the oath that the Lord made with them. Go ahead.
Verse 7. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation and the righteous.
Was accepted what?
Both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemy.
You understand? And of the people was accepted both salvation, which means the people, the children of Israel, they accepted salvation, they accepted that deliverance from under the hands of the oppressors, and the destruction of our enemies. They also accepted the destruction of our enemies. They understood that in order for them to be free, the enemies have to be destroyed. You understand? They accepted the Egyptians being destroyed at the hands of the Most High. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 9. For the righteous children of good men.
Verse 8.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 8. For when thou didst punish our adversary.
Thou did what?
Didst punish our adversary. By the same, thou didst glorify us, whom thou hast called.
So our adversaries getting punished, you understand? And the Lord glorifying the children of Israel at the same time. You understand? We seeing the destruction of our enemies, and we also seeing what the Lord did for us. We also being glorified through the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 9. For the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly.
So the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly. That is what happening now. That is what we doing in the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana. We sacrificing secretly with all the turmoil and all the things that are happening all over the earth. We still coming and keep the Lord's Passover. We still keeping the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We still keeping the Day of Atonement. We still following the instructions that the Most High give to us to our forefathers. You understand? We sacrificing secretly. Go ahead.
And with one consent made a holy law that the state should be like partakers of the state good and evil.
Shall be partakers of the what?
Of the state good and evil. The fathers now sing of the song of praise.
You understand? Being partakers of the same good and evil. You understand? Meaning that we understand our enemies, they have to be destroyed. You understand? They must be destroyed. That evil must come upon them. For us to be in that good, for us to come out of the hands of our oppressors. Go ahead.
Was said, but on the other side, there's something an hill, according to cries of the enemies.
You understand? But on the other side, sounding an ill according cry of the enemies. You understand? On the other side, by the Egyptians, when they watch on the other side, an ill according cry. Just as we read in Exodus, a cry that has never been heard before. Go ahead.
And a lamentable noise was carried abroad for the children that will be wailed.
And a lamentable noise carried away abroad by the children that was bewailed. If you watch the passage where they're going to see an according cry of our enemies. These Egyptians were what? Our enemies. This is something that we also have to recognize, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. These other nations, they are not our friends. When you read the book of Psalms, you see where King David was saying, lo, thine enemies make a tumult. You understand? These nations are enemies of the Most High, enemies to the children of Israel. The Lord is saying here, they make a lamentable cry, a lamentable noise, and a calling cry. Go ahead.
Verse 11, the master and the servant were punished after 1 month.
The master and the what?
And the servant were punished after 1 month.
So Pharaoh and all his servants, they were punished after 1 month, 1 week. Go ahead.
And like as the king, so suffered the common person.
So what?
And like as the king, so suffered the common person.
So suffered the common person, even the normal person that you look at, firstborn, he firstborn and all born. Just as the king, the normal person, is free suffer the same way to work.
So they all together had innumerable debt.
They had what?
Innumerable debt. With one kind of debt.
Innumerable debt with one kind of debt. You understand? The death wasn't strange, like this happened here, something else happened, so somebody hanged themselves, somebody drink poison, somebody get bombed. Nah, one kind of death. Go ahead.
Neither would a living sufficient to bury it.
Neither was what?
Neither would a living sufficient to bury it.
Now you see what happened here. The people that remained, the people that was living, wasn't even sufficient to bury those that dead. Showing you that in Egypt, watch, the Lord didn't play. Real death take place, real unaliving take place. You understand? And it also goes to show the things that the Lord will do for his people Israel, for his heritage. We don't understand the love that the Most High have for us. Just as we were reading earlier, we under so much bondage, so much pain. You understand? That we don't want to hear the words of the Most High. We don't want to hear the words of the Lord. But look at what the Most High did to the Egyptians for his people. When that destroyer passed, it didn't even have people enough living to bury the dead. Once Egypt was destroyed. Imagine something like that happening today. You understand? Imagine something happening like that with the Passover that's coming. The Lord said, "Dan, watch all the enemies. The first one of all the enemies going on that. And we keep the Passover, we put the blood on the doorpost and we inside. And during the course of the night, we just hear this loud cry. And by the time daybreak, well, now it's on media, so it's social media over the place. By the time daybreak and you scroll up on social media, you realize that, wait now, it's all these people there. These the reports, the Lord showing you what he did for Israel. It wasn't one from no house. You understand? It was an innumerable debt. Go ahead.
For in one moment, the noblest offering of them was destroyed.
You understand? In one moment, twinkle of an eye. Go ahead. Verse 13.
Verse 13. For whereas they would not believe anything by reason of the enchantment.
Or by what?
For by reason of the enchantment.
So the things that happened that Moses and Aaron was displaying to Pharaoh, they didn't believe. They didn't believe, you understand, by reason of the enchantment. Go ahead.
Upon the destruction of the firstborn.
Upon the destruction of the firstborn.
They acknowledged.
They did what?
They acknowledged.
They what?
They acknowledged.
Upon the destruction of all the firstborn. Go ahead.
They acknowledged the people to be the sons of the Most High.
When that happened, they realized, nah, these are the children of the living God. You understand? So the Most High had and Pharaoh had so much till all the firstborn dead. When Pharaoh and his people saw what had happened, you understand? They realized, nah, these children, yeah, these are the sons of the Most High. And it showed the things that Pharaoh had to go through. Watch how much plagues. Watch how much plagues take Egypt And Pharaoh still, with the hardness that he had that the Most High did, and let the people go. You understand? What we just get a little plague of locusts and don't realize it. Wait, that and I sure that is the speak of an iceberg. What happened in Egypt? You understand? And it's showing you how brutal the Most High could be. You understand? And we as a nation, we have to come back to the Most High. Come back to his laws, commandments, and statutes. Come back to the things that he wants us to follow. You understand? And watch the Most High destroy our enemies. Set us back in our own land because of course Trinidad and Jamaica and Barbados and St. Kitts. You understand? St. Vincent, this is not our homeland. Shout out to St. Kitts. I think it's St. Kitts, shout out to St. Kitts as well. There's a new school coming up in St. Kitts, Most High Christ. You understand? With the Lord for that. For real. We have to gather back our people. You understand? With one mission, one mind. Gather ourselves together, our nation not desired. And where we reach Officer Michael? 12? You're not 12 or 13? Yeah, we do about 13 from my Bible question. Yeah.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 15. For whereas they would not believe anything by reason of the enchantment upon the destruction of the firstborn,
right?
They acknowledge this people to be the sons of the Most High.
So again, all the plagues that came about Egypt, you understand the 10 plagues. Moses and raised the staff, darkness come. You get plagues of frogs, the river turned to blood. They didn't believe the enchantments. You understand? These oppressors seeing all these things happening, they didn't believe it. But upon the destruction of the firstborn, when you watch and it's really sit down and calculate down, you think that people dead in a house. It was brutal. Then they say, nah, but these people, yeah, these are sons of God. You understand what I'm saying? When we go out on the streets and we teaching and prophesying and trying to get our people to change and come back to the Most High. These other nations watching, but I know them will be like, nah, but crazy, them only one of them, this, them, that. You understand? And until great things happen, like when the Lord said Babylon the Great will be destroyed in 1 hour, they will say, nah. Them people, yeah. Let me see sons of God. Jump down to the 17 Bible question.
From God, the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 17. Then suddenly, visions of horrible dreams.
Visions of what?
Horrible dreams. Troubled them sore. And terror came upon them.
Now this, yeah, go ahead.
And terror came upon them unlooked for.
You understand? So now, when midnight came, this is what happened to the Egyptian. Suddenly, visions of horrible dreams troubled them sore, and terrors came upon them unlooked for. So they started to see the things that is going to happen to them. They started to see the things that they was doing, the Hebrews. They started to see all the things that they could have changed, or they could have stopped, things that they could have made better. The Lord bring all these horrible dreams and visions upon them. Verse 18, Baba Kusha.
From Khan, verse 18. And one thrown here.
And one what?
Thrown here. And another half dead. Showed the cause of death.
You understand? One thrown here, another day, half dead, show the cause of their death. Showing you that these visions and these things that again is like the Lord put evil spirit on them. Like the start of a man. You understand? Just imagine in the middle of the night you sleep and you just get a vision, you get up your balling, trying to run out your house, falling down. You understand? Because you want to know what's happening. All the firstborn. No, that is the cry. That was the cry they hear throughout the land of Egypt. Such a cry that they will never hear again. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody, all the firstborn want to know what the hell is going on. Go ahead.
From God, verse 19. For the dreams that troubled them did pursue them. They should perish and not know why you are afflicted.
So the dreams that they had, it showed them. Show them what will befall them. Show them what will happen to them. There's the die, and they know why. You understand what I'm saying? That is how the Mosai is. We thinking it's just a nice calm breeze pass through Egypt. No. These Egyptians get paid for what the hell they did to the children of Israel for over 400 years. You understand? The Mosai showed them it in a vision, in a dream. Wake them up, they start to go mad. We feel happen with them, the demons come on them. You understand? Go ahead to verse 20.
Kamokan, verse 20. Yea, the tasting of death touched the righteous wonderful, and there was a destruction of the multitude in the wilderness.
Right?
But the wrath endured not long.
Who tasted that also? The righteous tasted that also. But that wrath wasn't long. You understand? It's showing it as well too that the righteous could get touched up if you're not doing what the Most High say. You understand what I'm saying? So as black men, Hispanic men, and Native Indian men, we have to turn back to the Most High. We have to turn back to the things that He wants us to follow. You understand what I'm saying? The Lord Passover is not just about sitting down and eating and drinking and having a good time, and you know what I mean, we drinking and drunken and nah, it's remembering what the Most High did for us. Remembering what Christ died for. You understand? Remembering how to deal with one another. Remembering how to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes. Remembering what our forefathers went through for us. You understand? These are the things that we have to remember. Remember what the Most High did for us in Egypt. Watch what happened to the Egyptians. This is something done. This is something cruel, but righteous. You understand? When you read these stories, you see these stories, you hear these things, then the fear of the Lord must come on you. To know never. Let me get we shit together. Let me serve the Lord and watch the Lord destroy the enemies.
Right.
You understand? Watch the Lord destroy all these East Indians, Syrians, Chinese. You understand? We see the Lord destroy them. Let the Most High get all the glory. We know what that for yourself. That's for the Most High. You understand? You see the time 8:51. Right, we'll continue on. We're supposed to continue on Exodus, but just for time's sake, we wrap it up. You understand? Probably sometime during the week. Yeah, probably sometime during the week we'll continue it. You understand? But remember the Lord Passover, April 25th. As it's coming closer to the day, start getting out all the leaven from inside the house, all yeast, baking powder, baking soda, bread, cake, pastries, crunch roll, tart, sweet bread. You understand? Get out your house. You're living in your parents' house. You can't want to go to the mother, and she not following after the Musa yet. You want to go to the mother thing on she house and pelt it. You understand what I'm saying? Call the ISUPK, call the number, flashing across the screen. You understand? Call Officer Swapiala, the officer that is over me. You understand? At 479-8286, call the captain that is over him at 1202-701-4640. Get your counsel. Get to understand more about the Passover. Get to understand the things that they could do if you live in your mother and father house still. You can't really celebrate it. And remember, you could come down to Light Pole number 1 Morris Street, Point 14. You join your brothers and sisters over in Atlanta, Georgia, April 25th at sundown. With that, I'll pass the class over to Prison Officer Shah.
Security announcement. We are the ISUPK out of 120,000 we are conducting managing general. The rules of brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are all here for 6 months. They are here to be students only. They are here to set themselves of the world. After 6 months, if your brother or sister has an interest in a peculiar person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months which the brother or sister will report each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is the commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. He sent in Hebrew and comes at my share. 10% of every penny and increase the Lord gives you to the treasury department of teacher priest funds. Period offering for priests, non-mandatory, whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, that will be the feast of the Passover, that will be Saturday the 12th April, sundown. You can find this in Exodus chapter 12, verse 1 to 50, verse 1 to 51, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 4 to 5, First Chronicles chapter 5, verse 7 to 8, and Second Chronicles chapter 30, verse 17. Mind you, jump to check out social media, such as ISUPK, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on, for events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then you should start wearing more black, which includes black boots, like shirts, like pants, like headband, scarf. Would that be said, Madam? Sir, pass with them. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Noah, Bashamai, Das, Ya, Tamkas, Yahawa, Lakoka, Zaka, Ya, Isha, Ratata, Wa, Ya, Bashamai, Tan, the War, Akam, Kal, Yawam, Basalak Noah, Waki Noah, Basalak Noah, Waki Noah, Bala, Abia Noah, Basawas, Ball, Oshino, Mayan, Right, Aya, Lakwa, Ala, Taparak, Ilumia, Man.
What you just said in English, oh Father, chapter number, do thy name, kingdom come, will be done, all the bread, forgive us, we forgive all debtors, he does not, into temptation, deliver us from evil, thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, so be it.
Stop. Let's get a teacher one quickly salute. Matam Shabbat. Matam. Barak.
How about Shemel Shagakatan?
Stop. Let's tune on the sisters and get them one quickly salute. Matam Shabbat. Matam. Barak. Yatmata.
Welcome to Atlanta. Crisis Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the Black Party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April 12th in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Community Junior Honor.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. And no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Love.